What's up, dudes? Welcome to a song review, of course, for the song from EXO, the latest song from EXO. What is it titled? It's titled Ko Ko Bop. I just drew a blank for half a second right there. So we've already done my first impression, my first thoughts after listening to this song once, but of course, sometimes I have got more to say or more detailed explanations of what I thought, or even my thoughts and opinions changed. So that's why we do these review videos from time to time, to just kind of like expand on what my first impressions, what my initial thoughts were, or to even just kind of change them up a little bit, because as I listen to a song more, my opinions might change. So just straight off the bat, though, I do have to say, though, that my initial thoughts on this song have not changed at all. I still absolutely love this song. I think that this is my favorite song from EXO. I would even go as far as saying this is probably the best song that EXO has released. That's probably going to be a little bit of a controversial statement, though, because I know that there are a pretty decent number of EXO fans out there that are not really feeling this song for, reasons that I actually, can understand and do feel. But at the same time, the reasons why those people don't like this song are the reasons why I find it interesting and the reasons why I like it. And a lot of that seems to revolve around the breakdown parts of this song. Really, the sound and the style and just the groove and all that stuff that comes out during the actual breakdown part, where they say where they actually call out the breakdown before it happens in the vocals. That part has been that sound at least has been the part of the song that people have voiced the most displeasure over, and I can definitely understand why. First off, which was my initial thought before we actually finished off the song, was that the first instance, or the first two even instances of when that sound popped into the song, it felt a little bit out of place, in my opinion. And it wasn't really until the actual, breakdown dropped in where you would expect a breakdown to be, and it also tied in with the sound that they did when they brought it back for the outro, combined with everything else during the song, that it actually kind of clicked for me, and I was like, okay, I can get behind this. So I definitely do understand that. And another thing that I've seen somebody say, which I also kind of do feel to a certain extent, and I do understand, is that the breakdown is a little bit too high pitched. There's not enough, bass kick. There's not enough, weight behind it. It just feels too light and, lightweight. It's not really, because the breakdown is supposed to be heavy. It's supposed to feel dense. But this breakdown is very, very sort of light and floaty, like a cloud, instead of just a ton of bricks. So that's a pretty, again, it all depends on what your personal taste is, and the way that you're looking at this song, or whatever point of view that you're looking at this song from. And those are some of the complaints that I've seen people express about this song, which I 100% understand, and I have felt, and I do feel to a certain extent, all of that. But I personally think that the breakdown and that even sound and part of the song is really, really, really great. It is honestly just a part in the song that is literally they just cut and then expanded the song, and then they chucked in this part. And the reason why I say that they just chucked it in is literally because that's what it feels like. The transition there is actually not a transition into this part of the song, which you want to have a transition, right? That makes sense. But at the same time, sometimes having a smooth and natural transition really doesn't work necessarily. And this one, they make the use of a little pause in the music, and then they drop into the song flips into that breakdown portion, and it's the quickest pause that I think I've ever heard as a transition into a different sound of song in K-pop. 100%. This is quick. They just pause real quick, and then it's in like one beat, half a beat is what it feels. It's literally just one beat, but whatever the time scale, or whatever you want to call it, is of the song, kind of makes it feel a little bit faster, depending, because reasons. Music theory, I can't explain it because I don't have the knowledge, but I don't have the extensive knowledge. I have the basic knowledge, but not enough to actually really go into super detail with that. But it just, you're just going along with whatever you got through the intro and the verse, and then there is, if I remember correctly, a vocal, and then it pauses for the like this much, and then you flip over into the actual into the breakdown. And that whole sound and that transition is really, really fantastic. It makes it quick, makes it seamless, maybe painless, I don't know, but it does really, really go like, okay, this is what the song sounds like now. Like they commit to it, they own it, they do it with like authority, and like they actually mean it, where instead of just kind of like tiptoeing and getting a little transition worked in, you know, doing a couple of bars of something to transition into it, like they just go like, okay, this is it. And they're very, very assertive about it, and I think that actually makes it good. And instead of just kind of trying to make it work, they just like, this is gonna work, we're gonna make it work. And because of that, I think it actually does work. The overall feel of it too is also something that I really, really like. You know, going back to people's criticism and complaint that there isn't enough of a bass tone to it, or it's not heavy enough in that regard. I definitely do feel that, and I definitely do agree with that. I guess they're really depending on what my mood is as I listen to this, because, you know, I've listened to this multiple times, or you had multiple different like listening sessions listening to this song, and you know, one of them was like, you know, the breakdown part isn't really a, you know, big time favorite of mine. But then again, but at the same, you know, later when I was like, I actually kind of dig this though. But the thing that really has kind of sold it for me, what I really, really enjoy about it, and what actually makes it great is there's the bass line that goes through it. It's not like a booming bass or anything like that you would might normally expect to hear in a breakdown or whatever, but it's more of like a bass guitar kind of thing that's going, and it's good. It really kind of follows the chord progression that the entire theme, or the main dominant sound does, which is like the chime sound, or whatever you want to call it, the screeching. It's not screeching, but that's kind of the best way, that the high-pitched sound, you know. And you know, you can hear that bass guitar that's in there, and it's good. It's something that I can actually hook onto and follow, or it is something that I do hook onto and follow, and that makes it cool. And so then the high-pitched aspect of it is kind of a way to just keep the flow going, because this bass line is not obviously a continuous sort of sound. It does, you know, stop and go, because bass guitar kind of does that just to make it sound a little bit more interesting than just continuously plucking strings. Like, you know, that's boring. So they kind of, you know, stylize it and do some funky stuff with it, and I think it's cool. It makes it really, really awesome. So I talked about the breakdown for this chorus for probably about 6 minutes, and that's a little bit of a long, or that's a little much, right? So let's move on to kind of just talking about the song in general and what I really, really dig about this. And it's just like overall the reggae vibe of this song, and, you know, the influence and the basis of a lot of the influences, the aspects of this song is fantastic. Like, it's something that does pop up from time to time, and you hear it relatively frequently to a certain extent in K-pop, but at the same time, it isn't something I don't want to say, or at least I feel that the use of reggae influence in the song hasn't necessarily been the basis of the sound of the song, but it's been more the basis of how the song is composed, following, you know, just the general rule of the general basis of what reggae is that you feel the beat. Instead of on the actual whole beat, you feel it on the upbeat, or I should say, instead of feeling it on the downbeat, you feel it on the upbeat, right? So in the instance of, you know, counting off 4 beats of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, that you hear it on the and part instead of on, or you feel it on the and part instead of on the 1, 2, 3, 4, which it gives it a different kind of feel, obviously. So instead of taking, you know, just the sound, unless that they take in the composition aspects and the you know, the fundamentals of what makes a reggae song, and they've kind of, you know, twisted that and mashed it into a little bit of hip hop and R&B, maybe a little bit, you know, just kind of, you know, fused together 2 or 3 different genres, and, you know, taking, like I said, composition aspects of reggae with the instrumentation of a little bit of a different genre, put them together, and you get something that's really, really interesting sounding, as, you know, on a musical aspect when it comes to, you know, composition, and of course the instrumentation that's been chosen to kind of get the general vibe and feel of the song. So it's a really great song. I mean, I absolutely love it. I don't know if I could talk about this all day, but I mean, it's a really, really awesome song. So I mean, overall about this song, I gotta say that, you know, for the first time, I think in the time that I've actually been around for songs that EXO's released, they've gone for something that's not particularly commercially friendly. All of the previous songs have been somewhat following a little bit of the trend at the time, and this one is not. So this is the first song that I've heard from them that has been a little bit broken away from the general trend in K-pop, and I think that's really, really awesome. And because of that, and the fact that they've gone with something that's so, I think, far out there, it's a little bit of a controversial thing or song amongst fans, where, you know, there's a pretty sizable amount of people that are not really a big time fan of this, but there are also a really massive amount of people that really do like this. So it's great. And of course, the fact that it's a little bit outside the box and people don't like it, that's not really, the fact that people don't like it isn't really reason for, you know, why I like it, but definitely from the fact that it is different is very much a reason why I like this song even more. So that's really all that I've got to say. Nice. We made this review video just over 11 minutes. So I'm gonna cut it out here. I'm gonna leave you guys. Well, turn it over to you guys to ask. Jesus Lord, can I do this the right way? I probably can. Let me try that once again. Time to turn it over to you guys, so you guys can tell me what you guys thought about this song and all that stuff down in the comments below. You know, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, just put your thoughts. I want to have a discussion about it, because that's why I make these videos. We're trying to build a community here that is all about having a little bit of friendly and respectful discussion about our thoughts and opinions, whether we agree or disagree. So if that's a community that you're interested in becoming a part of, all you got to do is click on the subscribe button down below, so you can just stay updated with everything that we're talking about in the future. So that is going to be it for this video. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.